So welcome to part 3. Before I say anything, I just want to say this is part 3 if you didn't see part 1 and part 2. The replays, just scroll down on the Facebook group page because you want to see those because they're important. You'll be able to keep up today. You're just doing it out of order. We're here talking about your hidden superpowers and your extrasensory abilities and why they're so important and how to develop them in yourself so that you can use them to grow your business, to improve your life, to make global impact, to have influence, and to really to serve and contribute in the world to your community, to your students, to your clients, to your family, to your loved ones, even to your animals, of course. And so ultimately you can live your highest fulfillment because here's the first thing. If you don't already know, your highest fulfillment involves you being of service in the best ways that you can, ways that feel good and right and divinely aligned for you. So this is all about discovering your hidden, dormant, untapped, superhuman, extrasensory abilities that hold the keys and the solutions to you being the most magnificent, most spectacular, most extraordinary version of you. And if you don't know this already, these untapped superhuman extrasensory abilities will help you to have profound influence, incredible unlimited abundance, unparalleled success, unshakable inner peace, and deep fulfillment. This stuff is all possible for you. It's available to you, and it is lying dormant within you. It's available for you, and it's time for you to reclaim your greatness, your magnificence, your uniqueness, your brilliance, your beautifulness, your mastery, your fabulousness, and the extraordinary part of you that came here to this earthly reality for a reason. So this is part 3. I am your host, Lori Ann Spagna. If you don't already know me, and I think you do if you're in this Facebook group, but if you don't already know me, I've been doing this work for over 20 years professionally, helping humans and animals. I've really lost track. And it's all about you becoming the extraordinary version of you, really overcoming those parts of yourself that are in self-doubt, self-sabotage, parts of you that are playing small, that you know you're meant for more. You know you have something fabulous within you. And even if you don't, you know there's got to be something better than the mediocrity of this life, right? And it's really about tapping into those dormant abilities that have been within us all along that we just didn't know about. And this 3-part series has been about helping you to realize those parts of you that are within you. And I've been giving through the 3-part series the real scientific facts behind this, why it's real, why it's accessible to you, and how easily you can learn it. And I can tell you, this stuff is easy to learn and easy to apply. And not only is it easy, but it's fun. It's fun and it's enjoyable and it helps you. It's part of you being the best version of you because this is natural and innate to us. And we've just been living in a reality where we don't treat it that way. We're not taught that, right? But the fact is, it is there. Hey, Therese, it's great to see you here. Love being able to see you guys. And please share, by the way, in the post, in the below, any questions that you have. I know that, Therese, you've been with me for the past 2, the 2, part 1 and part 2. So I'm just going to do a quick recap, right? Because you definitely want to watch, if you haven't, for those of you who haven't, watch those other ones because we are going through these hidden superpowers and what they are and how you access them. So in part 1, we covered telepathy. We covered all about what it is, the scientific facts about it, why it's real, and how you can learn it. That was number 1. Number 2 was your intuition. And again, we covered all the scientific facts about it, why it's real, how you can start developing it, how you can start utilizing it, what it is within you, and how it helps you in your life, how it helps you to help others, how it helps you to improve your life, your business, your work, your service, which ultimately really does lead to your highest fulfillment. And because we know that the fastest way to happiness and to fulfillment, real deep inner fulfillment, which is connected to joy, The fastest road to joy is through true service and contribution. And we're not talking about service to your own harm or detriment. We're not talking about obligation. We're talking about the joy of actually truly helping others. The joy of knowing that your clients, your students, your community, the people you love are benefiting. Let me tell you that because of telepathy this weekend, over the holiday weekend, and by the way, if you're in the United States, happy Thanksgiving. I know we're on the other side of it, but happy holidays to everybody because we're at the onset of the holidays. Over this holiday weekend, I saved someone's life. I literally saved someone's life, not only with my hands, but with my extrasensory, what I was being told to do, what I was being guided to do, what I was being told. I literally saved someone's life, and that someone was someone very important to me. So, I mean, just the things that happen, and God puts us in right places at right times. And it was, I mean, it'll become a teaching lesson at some point in the future. It's still a little too early to talk about it, but it's literally someone is alive because of my extrasensory abilities, what I was told to do, where I was told to go, and where I was led and guided. And you can have profound impacts in the world too, like this, helping others. And it doesn't have to be a life or death experience to make a difference. It doesn't have to be that. It just happened to be that in this case for me. But you can be helping people and animals through using these superpowers. Okay, superpower number 3 that we went into, and I think that was call 1. We were still in call 1, was energy healing. And we talked all about energy and what it is and how we use it for help and for helping others. Superpower number 4 was your electromagnetic field. That was last week. We talked about that. We talked about the science and the evidence behind it and why it's real. This is not woo-woo. This is not fluff. We are all intuitives. We are all energy healers, and we all have these abilities. So today we are at superpower number 5. And that superpower, wonder if anyone knows. Hello, Heli. Heli, I hope I'm pronouncing your name right, from Finland. Thank you for being here. Do you guys happen to know what superpower number 5 is? That's what we're up to today. And you've heard me talk about it before, chances are. It is your dormant DNA. Dormant DNA. So let's talk about the dormant DNA. Many of you have heard about this. Many of you, especially if you followed me, or worked with me, many of you have had DNA activations with me. So your 2 strands of DNA, your everyday DNA, that's your genetics, right? And your ancestral lineage, anything you've inherited. I don't think I went over the DNA last time. Yeah, so I don't think I'm restating this. But you've got 10 more strands of DNA that is dormant. Science knows this. You can research it yourself. It's fact. That dormant DNA does something, right? It's responsive. It's responsive to energy. It's responsive in meditation. It's responsive in prayer. It does things. It is being studied. I think I did actually cover this part. I don't want to restate what I did in part 2. You know what? I realized I did because I talked about the different 3-letter agencies that are associated with different governments that are doing all kinds of DNA research by collecting DNA, like Ancestry and Me, etc. Those are DNA, those are ways to collect DNA from people, right? Ancestry and Me, 123 and Me, obviously using swabs and things up noses and using things like, needles in skin and things. Those are different ways to potentially affect or collect DNA for study. Obviously, if people are told across mass media how important it is to give away their DNA, if they're told that there's some kind of life and death situation, of course, that would make them willingly offer it, of course. Or if there was something in it for them, that would make, willingly, if it was something in it for them, such as finding out their ancestry, they would be willing to give up their DNA, right? So that it can be studied. Why? Because it's the most valuable asset you have. And inside, of course, the dormant DNA, from a scientific point of view, can only be studied under a microscope. but it is already being more and more revealed. I do know I covered this last time, so I don't want to spend too much time on it. But it is already being more and more revealed how much potential, unlimited, untapped potential is in there. And of course, I myself have learned this firsthand because I've been doing DNA activations for myself and my animals and thousands and thousands and thousands of people worldwide for over 20 years. And the results that people have is incredible, right? This is this is new frontiers in science because science knows that it's valuable, but doesn't yet know how valuable it is. That's why they're studying it. That's why there's global collection efforts to try to study this DNA. What is it good for? And of course, they found, this is also researchable, they found 4 more codons in the last couple of years. Since 2020, I think. 2020 was the year they found more codons in the DNA. So they know that stuff is good, but they can't really tell. What that's good for is your spiritual advancement, and what it's good for is your evolution, and what it's good for is your progress on your journey, right? But this is only something that, as far as I know, you are the one who has access to that and can tap into it and start utilizing it. What's in there is your gifts, your talents, your wisdom, your solutions, your abilities. And by learning how to become vibrationally attuned to your own natural vibration of your DNA, which you do that through various practices. Of course, I do it in the DNA activations webinars, and I've been doing this for so long. As you become more and more attuned, more and more starts to come online for you that you become more and more aware of. You start realizing that you have gifts, talents, and abilities that you never even knew were possible for you. You start recognizing that you have incredible wisdom within you that you didn't even know, that you have incredible extrasensory, untapped potential, things that you can do that you just never thought were possible. And it might be communicating with an animal telepathically. It might be painting, artwork, book writing. It might be communicating. It might be standing on stage and speaking. You might think right now you're afraid of those things, or you don't know how to do those things, or you don't think you can do those things. You might think, oh, who's ever going to read my book? Or you might think, I don't know how to get in front of a camera. Or you might think, I do it all the time, but I don't enjoy it. I mean, it might, or you might feel like you're struggling, or you're just doubtful about your right path. Your ability to tap into your inner knowing, to have unshakable certainty about your path, your journey, it's in there. It's in there, right? The kind of certainty that you can have. This week, while there was a part of connected what I was saying earlier about saving someone's life, that person has been in the hospital this week, and of course, you know, the humans around that person, who I know are all very, very concerned and have been very concerned. However, I have been in the absolute knowing through my innate connection with my own divine team, my own extrasensory abilities, that there is zero doubt in my mind that this person is going to fully recover. And I've been able to predict and say to these people around me who love this person, this is what's going to happen, this is how it's going to happen, this is when it's going to happen. And over the past 5 days, it has happened exactly that way. So I'm sharing unshakable certainty. Where is that coming from? From within me, with all of these extrasensory gifts. The DNA is part of that, because as I've unlocked and awakened my DNA, I've found more and more gifts that I've been able to share with others. Those are my gifts to share. One of my favorite gifts I ever found in my own DNA was the codes of immunity and imperviousness. Now, if you haven't had codes of immunity and imperviousness activated within you, there's a free video on my video YouTube where you can get those codes of immunity and imperviousness activated within you. There's other codes on my YouTube channel, codes of freedom. Once you start learning codes of freedom, people can't hold you back anymore. You can't be stopped. You're unstoppable, right? Those are in your DNA. Those were my gifts that I unlocked in my DNA and was able to share with others, and still do. And like I said, those immunity and imperviousness, Just think about the things in the outside world that people don't know that they can be immune to. Think about things like stuff in the outside world, in the air, in the environment, that when you have codes of immunity and imperviousness, you can stand next to somebody, as I have sat next to somebody for an hour and a half. They were coughing with the big V, virus that, and they were coughing, 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 sitting next to them for an hour and a half. Never had affected me, never. Codes, these are your potential within your DNA for you to claim, but it's up to you, because it's all vibration and it is spiritual. It is a spiritual practice, because as you become more spiritually aligned, and this is not religious, this is you aligning with the truth of who you are, the divinity that you are. Your work in this world, your service, your contribution is going to allow you to prosper and to do so much better physically, emotionally, mentally, etc. And all of that is stored in your DNA to support and assist you so that you can be of the best service and contribution in this world that you're meant to be. Okay? So this is part of the DNA, and I know I did cover that in last week, so I'm going to move on because there's always more. There's always more. All right, let's go to your superpower. I hope this is making sense. I'm going to tune in with you guys. But let's go to, I think I'm up to superpower number 6. And before I go to superpower number 6, I just want to see if there's any questions. Every time if there's questions under there, I just have to kind of reload the page. But please let me know. I don't see questions, but thanks you guys for being here. And please let me know if you have any questions, because I love, love, love hearing from you. Hello, beautiful Sue. There are beautiful people here. You guys are so beautiful. You're beautiful souls. So I love that you're here. Okay, good. And thank you for spending time with me. So we're going to move on, and we're up to number 6. So your spiritual superpower number 6 is divine protection. So divine protection, I want to rephrase it for you here, because we all have different ideas of what protection means. Like if you're in the 3D world, you might think that protection is owning a gun. Or you might think of the police as protection. Or if you are a police officer, you might think of yourself as protection. And I'm not disagreeing with any of those things necessarily. I'm not here to debate or disagree. But I want to talk about divine protection. And even for people who are in what we call like 5th dimensional reality, or 3D, moving 4D, 5D, they may think divine protection is like Archangel Michael's sword or Archangel Michael's shield. And I'm not disagreeing with that either. However, what I know for 100% sure is that divine protection is actually your vibration. Yes, your vibration. The energetic vibration where you reside at, the more you do the inner work, the more you align with your superhuman abilities, your vibration naturally and organically begins to up-level. As it up-levels, your vibrational resonance, where you're resonating, begins to lift you up and elevate you and make you less and less susceptible or vulnerable. And vulnerable is one of those words, sometimes it's a good thing, right? But in this case, to negativity, what we would call negativity, because you become more elevated in love, in joy, in peace, in excitement, in optimism, in inspiration, in enthusiasm, in grace, etc. And those frequencies, the more and more you are uplifted, they become less, you become stronger and stronger. You become a fortress of strength, a pillar of divine grace, divine hope, divine peace, etc. And those frequencies are so pure over time that the divine protection, and this is real divine protection, this is what people don't know when they're so afraid of catching someone else's energy. They're so afraid of the energy, right? And this is a lot of intuitives, a lot of healers, a lot of light workers, a lot of change agents, powerful people in the world doing the best, like so many of us, right? And we're doing such great work, but we're so sensitive because we're empaths, we're sensitives, right? And so we're sensitive to energy. And if we're resisting this energy and fighting and struggling with it, it's because we're not recognizing the divine protection of the frequency of light that we're holding, and we're not understanding how to utilize energy in the best ways possible. But when you're holding so much light, in truth, almost nothing really can really hurt you. And you start to realize more and more it is the power of your strength. It is the power of your resilience. It is the power of your endurance, your ability to continuously choose your alignment with the frequencies, the energies, and the vibrations that are higher or pure, that ultimately always protects you. Always. This is very powerful knowing. And it is one of your superpowers. It does require you to be continuously choosing a path that is more and more aligned with the light, with that which is divine grace, divine peace, divine hope, etc. Divine love, divine kindness, divine loving kindness, etc. By the way, my podcast, The Awakened Elevated Human, just this past week, I believe it's this past week, otherwise it's the week coming up on Thursday because it launches on Thursday, a brand new episode on the virtues, developing and cultivating your divine virtues. If you want to know more, go watch that podcast, that episode on the virtues. It will really help elaborate on this whole topic area. But these are superpowers, right? So, okay. Hope this is making sense. And we know that everything's energy and everything is vibration. We talked about that in class 2. So this is how divine protection works. So that is a superpower because, again, the more and more you're in the light, the more and more you're feeling great, the more and more you're feeling happy, joyful, fulfilled, the more and more you are able to uplift and elevate others and support others on their journey. And the more and more you are able to make the impact you came here to make, to have the influence you came here to make, to be in the rich and abundant life that you came here to live, to be the best version of yourself. It's so good. It's so good. That's why I teach. I mean, this is what I love, right? So this is why I'm teaching this. Okay. Good, good, good. So we talked about that. Now, let's go to superpower number 7. I feel like I missed a really good one. I could do a bonus one, but let's do this one. Superpower number 7, and that is resonance. Resonance, which is also entrainment. Resonance, not exactly the same thing, but it is very similar. Now, what do I mean by that, really? In the simplest terms. Does anyone know? Anyone want to take a guess? Put comments below. I have to reload the page every time. I'm happy to see you guys here. Okay. So this is one of the ones that is often really overlooked, but the simplest way to talk about resonance and entrainment is with the word community and connection. It is a superpower. Why? Because since you are an energetic being, that's the truth, because we all are, and we vibrate at an energetic frequency, we are able to entrain or become resonant with those people around us. Now, if you're carrying a frequency or embodying a frequency of light that is very pure, based in these higher energetic frequencies like love and peace and joy, etc., you're going to be uplifting and elevating others. You're going to be influencing others in a positive way. Now, that's going to make you more effective and more successful, not only in your business and in your life, but it's going to make you more effective when you're communicating and in all the things that you do. Why? Because you are the energetic frequency that uplifts others and that others are naturally attracted to and naturally influenced by. It's going to increase your influence in a positive way. Now, if you're not necessarily at your highest frequency, getting yourself around others in sacred community is one of the most important things you can do. Either way, it's always a superpower. You're either uplifting others, which is always good, especially if you have a business or if you want to be of service, because that's who we are. That's who my community is. We're heart-centered, highly ambitious, mission-driven. We want to make effect in the world. We want to be a positive effect in the world. We want to positively uplift ourselves and positively uplift others. And we want to be around people who are positively uplifting, right? It is a no-brainer as far as I'm concerned. So, so then either way, you're either positively uplifting someone else or they're positively uplifting you. But this is a superpower because you start recognizing as you put yourself in community and connection with others who are also choosing this kind of a path. We uplift one another. We positively uplift one another. As we positively uplift one another, our energy, our resonance entrains to the higher, pure frequencies. It is a law. It's universal law, by the way. It is scientifically real and recognized as universal law. So, universal law of entrainment or resonance, okay, which is law of physics. When I talk about universal law, I'm also referring to physics. So these things are real, and these things are very powerful, and they help us to have more confidence, more happiness, more freedom, unwavering inner peace, unshakable inner peace, more inner joy, more meaning in life, more depth, more reason, more purpose for being here, greater impact, deep fulfillment. This is why I'm saying this week, when I literally saved someone's life, I was the one holding this space for everybody else. I was the one who was still in unshakable inner peace. Unshakable inner peace. Even though there were moments, it was very stressful, it was very intense, it was life and death situation for 5 days straight since the day before Thanksgiving. I don't even know how many days that is. Here I am. Here I am today. And unshakable inner peace, still deeply fulfilled, still recognizing the divine truth in things, still knowing what's going on, having clarity, so clear about what's taking place, what's going on, what the higher purpose is. My intuition, I know that this soul has an agenda, by the way. I didn't talk about that, but this soul has an agenda, and the agenda is being fulfilled to support and assist this soul. So I'm in unshakable inner peace, divine certainty. These things are available to all of us. All of these gifts are within us. So I'm wanting to offer them to you and to help you to become, not that offer them, to help you to become more aware of these gifts within you, and that you can make the divine change within you so that you can start recognizing within yourself these superhuman gifts, talents, and abilities. All right, so with that, I'm going to wrap for today. Let me just say, number one, I want to go over them one more time. And I want to please, especially if you have questions, put them in the comments, and you can put them in the comments on the replay as well. And please share this. If you found this helpful, please share the video or share the group. Invite other people to the group so that they can also learn and benefit. Because as we start to realize these gifts within us, start to develop them, learn how to utilize them, our lives are going to improve in every way imaginable. And the life for others on earth is going to improve in every way imaginable. And the quality of our lives, the quality of what we're doing here on earth, who we're being on earth. And as our lives improve and we can help others and be of service in greater ways, better and better ways, everyone's life on earth improves, and the quality of life on earth improves. This is why we're here. This is what we're here for. And right now, the world really does need this kind of consciousness, need this kind of energy shifting and up-leveling. So, okay, let me do a quick recap, but please put your questions in even afterwards, because of course I'll respond. I love to stay connected, and please share group and video so other people can learn too. Let me just do a quick recap. Number one, you guys can put it in here if you remember from class 1, your number 1 superhuman ability, telepathy. Yeah, that was in class 1. Number 2, intuition. Not the same thing. They're two different things, even though telepathy is part of intuition. Intuition could be part of telepathy, but they're two different things, yeah? Number 3, energy healing. I could even add more. I told you there was others, but these are some of the major ones. Number 4, your electromagnetic field, which includes, and I didn't go into this, your heart, brain, and your heart portal. We didn't talk about that as much, but it's in there. Number 4, your DNA. Number 5, divine protection. Do I have these right numbers? I'm missing one. Okay, well, I have this in my notes, but I'm scrolling through. And divine protection. I hope I covered them all. And resonance. That was the last one. Let me look again. But the 3 videos are in this group. Perfectly imperfect and imperfect perfection, right? Telepathy, intuition, energy healing, electromagnetic field, dormant DNA, divine protection, and resonance. Yes, those were the ones we covered. And of course, I did not talk as much about the heart portal and the heart brain, but that is another one I could add in. And I could also talk about your major energy centers individually, but we'll leave it at that for now. And I want to hear from you. Tell me if you appreciated this. Let me know if you enjoyed it. Let me know if it was helpful to you. I hope so. This is how we start to learn and realize this stuff is real. It's not woo-woo. It's not crazy. And as we start to develop our capacity, we can make so much greater, right? Okay, I said 4 twice. That's what I did, Melissa. Thank you. I just really appreciate that. And thank you, Sue, for your comments, and Therese and Melissa for being here live. And I'm just so grateful. I know I'm not seeing all the comments. I have to like refresh my page. But I am so grateful to all of you and grateful that you participated. I will be doing Facebook Lives every week on Tuesday from 2 to 2:30. We'll show up, so pretty much every week. There might be some weeks I don't show up, especially through the holidays, but this is going to become a new thing. So you got lots of ways to learn, right? And lots of ways, whether it's the YouTube channel, whether it's the Facebook Lives that I'm doing every Tuesday inside this group, or whether it is the Awakened Elevated Human. The Awakened Elevated Human is my podcast, which is totally different. It's not the same content. They'll complement each other. These are ways I am being of service and sharing my gifts in the world. And of course, one of the best ways that I help people directly is through the Sacred Visionary Mentorship Program, where I get to work with people one-on-one in very small, intimate containers where we get to interact and I really get to know people and get to support them on their journey. And if you are wanting to know more about that, please do email me through the website at lauriespagna.com, through the contact page, and we can have you do a consultation with me to see if it's a way that you might be able to benefit from that. If there's a way I can help you to get through all of your blocks and limitations, because we all have them. We all have these self-doubts and these parts of us that feel inadequate or unworthy or unsure or not certain if it's possible or available to us, or wondering, how to access our gifts. And these are things that I teach in the Sacred Mentorship Program. So if that's something that you would like to explore, please do email me and we can set up a consult, a discovery call, and I can help you, chart your path and learn more about your journey and what's possible and available for you, and develop more of this capacity within you. So this and so much more, because not only do we work on clearing out those blocks and limitations, but we're simultaneously working on developing and awakening more of our superhuman gifts, talents, and abilities, and revealing more of our greatest capacities to ourselves and to the world, right? And becoming best versions of ourselves and really being the extraordinary beings that we are. We truly are, and that we're meant to be. Because here's the one thing I'm going to leave you with before I say farewell for now, and that is that you are a beautiful, spectacular soul. You are, and you came here for something magnificent. And this is part of my desire, is to help inspire you to really elevate and become the truth of who you are. The truth of who you are. The magnificent, spectacular, amazing, phenomenal you. That is the truth. The divinely aligned, happy, healthy, joyful, exuberant you. Full of life, full of vitality, full of happiness, fulfillment, joy, love, peace, unshakable peace, and divine clarity, and inner certainty, and of course, living the rich and abundant and prosperous life that you came here to live. So, okay, and having the magnificent influence that you came here to have. So, okay, I hope this has been helpful. I'm going to sign off for now. I want to say again to each and every one of you, thank you so much for being here with me, for taking this time. I'm so grateful to you. And please, again, please feel free to invite people to the group and share the video with others. That really helps people to benefit and learn more too. All right, I'm sending you so much love. And I'm wishing you your most magnificent best, your best day ever. Okay, farewell for now. Bye bye.